I don't know about you, but I love puzzles. My grandfather loved puzzles more than I did. Every time we came to my grandpa's house, he'd take us downstairs and give us a puzzle. Often it was a puzzle you took apart, and he said you couldn't leave his house till you got it back together again. And most of the time, I couldn't get back together again. In fact, I didn't even see any way it was possible to get it back together again. And I'd finally come up to Grandpa. I'm like, Grandpa, I tried. I've been going for hours. I'd hand him the puzzle, and he'd be like, doot, 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 doot. How did you do it? When I think about the message Drew delivered today, I think that God sending a Messiah, who's also a branch, who's also born in Bethlehem, who's also from Nazareth, who's also born from the Sea of Galilee, who also is going to be crucified and also going to be resurrected, also going to be a king, as we learned today, and a priest. It's like there's no way this fits together. Like there's no way the priest and the king can ever go in the same place. And all of that restrictions came from Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. But specifically, we start with Exodus, where he begins to tell us all the laws related to the priests come from Levi, and that the Messiah king is going to come from Judah. Well, what David alludes to in Psalm 110, and Hebrews expounds on in the book of Hebrews he alluded to today, is that long before Exodus, when they got the law that set up that system of Levi and Judah, way before them, 400 years before that, to Abraham, we had a different priestly line from Melchizedek. So God is able to suddenly, like my grandpa, put all the pieces together because we were restrained by what we thought were all the parameters. God fulfills everything he said. Details, letter of the law, crosses every T, dots every I. And how does he do it? By tracing back further in time than we began and showing how Jesus is the priest that preceded all the priests of Levi. He's the king that preceded all the kings of Israel. And in doing so, as a priest, he can intercede between us and God. He tells God what man needs, as a priest do, and also tells people what God said. Jesus becomes the perfect intermediate intercessor. He also becomes the king, and he's a benevolent king. He rules over us. He brings a kingdom into our life. Think about the Lord's Prayer. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. As you look at the pathway today, think about in your own life, as Drew mentioned in the pathway, how would obeying God make not just your life different, but our whole church, our whole community, if we took his kingdom, let his kingdom come today? Try it in your own life this week.